A rare glimpse at life now for Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, Dannielynn, who became the focus of international headlines after the death of her famous mom. She's going to turn 6 this September. Big step for a little girl and a milestone for her dad, Larry Burkhead. He spoke to us recently about their life together.
She's just a normal kid. She's into everything. A lot of people expect it because of what's gone on around her to be different than other kids, but she gets down in the dirt and plays with the kids, and then the next minute, you know, she switches gears and she's doing princess tea parties.
Oh! 5-year-old Dannielynn may be shy in front of the cameras, but on a trip to Toys R Us, she's indeed a typical rambunctious kid, full of energy and laughter. No signs of the tragedy that took her mother, model Anna Nicole Smith's life so early in Dannielynn's childhood, or the epic custody battle that ensued. Today, Dannielynn lives with her father, Larry Burkhead. Once upon a time, we couldn't pick up a paper or a magazine without seeing your face or someone in your family or Dannielynn. How do you go back to life being normal when it's anything but for such a long period of time?
You know, I've always just tried to make adjustments, and, you know, we adjust to paparazzi, we adjust to, you know, going places. Sometimes you have to put a little disguise on here and there, and sometimes you can go back home to Kentucky and just be normal, and that's kind of what we do. We have a balance of things.
What's it like for you to be a single dad?
I never knew it was going to be this hard, but it's a lot of fun at the same time, and I enjoy every day, and every day is an adventure, and you wish you had a couple more hours in each day, but, you know, we make it, and have lots of fun together.
But along with the fun times, there are difficult moments for Larry and Dannielynn. During a recent visit to the Bahamas, where Anna Nicole Smith and her son Daniel are buried, Dannielynn raised some tough questions about her mom. What was that experience like for Dannielynn?
Well, this time was a little tough because she has a little bit better understanding of things, and, you know, she said, "Why did mommy die?" And I said, "You know, the doctors couldn't fix her, but if you're good, that, you know, you'll get to see her someday."
I think it's also very healthy that you have this relationship with her and she can ask about
her mom. She's as well adjusted as she can be, and she just worries about her toys and where she's going, and where I'm going to take her, and I do all the, you know, the shielding and the worrying for her, and the protecting.
How concerned are you when she gets older, and you know how kids can be, and there were some unpleasant things that happened in her mom's life? How do you prepare her for that?
I hope that she understands that no one's perfect, and people have triumphs and they have tragedies, and her mom really, you know, she soldiered on, and she came from nothing, and she, you know, lived her dream. But I also want to make things a cautionary tale, and give her the tools that she needs to where she has opportunities that her mother and Anna's son Daniel, you know, won't have. What do you see of her characteristics and qualities in your little girl? Her desire to go shopping.
She inherited that, right?
It definitely came from that side. But, you know, she has a sense of adventure like Anna, and her smile, her eyes. Well, I tell you, those pictures from the Kentucky Derby, because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was like, wow. Wow. Yeah, you know, it's weird when your child is 5 years old and trending, you know, and you're like, wait a second, you know. And it was really, you know, there's all these big stars that came, and the next thing you know, Dannielynn's pictures all over the place. And it was bigger than what I expected. While Daddy's little girl may be capturing hearts, Dannielynn would like to see her dad do the same. What was this? I heard that she was thinking about you and somebody, and you just bringing someone in your life, and Lady Gaga. What was this? What did I hear? she is be a matchmaker. She says, you know, "Daddy, why don't you go get married?" And she said, I said, "Well, who do you want me to marry?" "Why don't you marry Lady Gaga?" So I said, wait a second. You know, I'm thinking, you know, down home Kentucky girl. She's thinking Lady Gaga, so maybe we'll meet in the middle somewhere. I mean, she literally, there's not a week that goes by where she doesn't mention, "You think it's time to go get married?" And she made a Mother's Day card for at school. So yeah, I said, "Do you want to make it for your mom in, you know, heaven?" And she says yes. But then she brought it to me and she says, "You can have it, and maybe you can give it to your new wife." And so that kind of, you know, it hits you a little bit when that makes things a little bit more real. That you're like, she understands a little bit, you know, and it's just those moments, you know. You have to fill out school applications and say, you know, mother deceased, or, you know, so the extreme highs and the extreme lows.
I can see that the emotion is still very much on your face.
It's hard to move on in that way, because you have this little 47-pound reminder of her mother walking around, and you have all these images that are still so much very alive that you have to deal with every day. And you want to. I want to keep Anna's, you know, image alive in a positive way. She could light up a room. And now her daughter's taken her place, and she's lighting up every room that she goes into. Trust me, I feel it every day.
Anna's one proud Danny, and Anna Nicole Smith, over the years, she would come to the studio a few times and would just light it up. And it was much the same when little Dannielynn the other day.
She's a sweetheart.
She is.